Hey, Giant fans. Welcome to the Giant Insider Podcast, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook on the Believe Network. This is a tough one. Look, three major takeaways, maybe four, but three major takeaways for the Giants in this one for me. You know, we talked about this for a while. The Giants were not making the playoffs. So why do you watch, right? You're watching for the kids. You want to see some excitement. Well, early in this game, one of those reasons for excitement went down for what looks like a very long time with an injury, Cam Skattebo. He is so much more than a playmaker. I'm not downplaying his playmaking because, he can catch the ball out of the backfield, he's a good runner, but he just feels like the heart and soul of this offense, the heart and soul of this team right now, right? His attitude is infectious. To see him go down is brutal. That's one. Two, I don't know how you watch this game and don't think that Jaxson Dart is the guy. I mean, he has nothing to throw to. He kept coming back and coming back and coming back. Some of the throws he made in this game were just so ridiculous. The Theo Johnson drop was probably his best ball of the day. The pass to Slayton with the ridiculous offensive pass interference call. I mean, the throws he makes, the moxie he has, right? He's the other half of the reason why you're watching these games. And I come away thinking from the game like this, it's almost like you're proud of him, the way he battled back. Never say die. Is not going to get used to the losing. Giant fans, we have our guy. All right, that's two. And the third thing, 276 yards on the ground. I mean, are you kidding me? That is an absolute embarrassment. I had the live stream going, and it's second and Burns gets the sack. It's 2nd and 31. And I thought they're going to do a throwaway run here just to get some yardage back. And the backup running back gets 34 yards on that play. I shut down the live stream. I go, guys, I'm going to say things I can't take back. We're shutting it down. Sundays are Giant days. Take it easy. And it was just like, you got to be kidding me. This defense is terrible right now. It's not just bad. It's really, really bad. And the concern going in, and I'll stop ranting soon. The concern going into this season was stopping the run. And boy, Giants, you are proving to us that we were right. That is a major concern. Bigsby gets 34 yards or whatever it was on 2nd and 31. I mean, at that point, it was like, why are we bothering right now? What are we doing here? So that's that. Those are my three takeaways. Pretty depressing. One of which is we got our guy at quarterback, but we can get into it, buddy.
Yep. You could have turned your TV off right there. 2nd and 31. And I think that kind of sums up, this run defense the last 2 years here under Shane Bowen, who was brought here to stop the run. And they're worse than ever. And the play, and it's not just Bowen. The players are just not good. Okereke is just playing okay. Muasau's not a starting linebacker in this league. He's not even a good linebacker in this league. Dex is not getting off blocks up front. Guys are not getting off doubles. You got corners not getting off receiver blocks. You got Tyler Nubin
standing still,
like his feet are in cement.
Come on,
slow reaction time. And he's the last line of defense playing safety, and boom, there goes Saquon. He's gone. So it's everybody. I mean, 276 yards to a team that could not run the ball all year. Saquon didn't have a 100-yard, basically not even close to a 100-yard game all year. First carry, he gets 65. And I tell you, man, I thought it was like, okay, this is going to be a long one. And the Giants came back, battled back, tied the game.
Yeah.
Made it a game in that first quarter. Eagles driving, the tush push, no fumble. They go on to score again. Giants battle back, and then the Eagles kind of like took over the touchdown before the half. Second half, they dominated and all that. So, but I don't know. The run defense is, I mean, this is not a good defense. They got a pretty good defensive line. We're still waiting for Abdul Carter to make an impact. It's 8 games now. He has not made an impact. Is he doing some good things? Yes, absolutely. But he wasn't also brought here to do good things too, but take a hold, free up another guy. That's all part of it. But he's also here to get 8 to 10 sacks and make an impact on the quarterback. He's just not doing that. Okay. He's just not doing that. So And then you got, Dex, like I said, very quiet. Yeah, another quiet one today. I don't. It was funny at the beginning of the year when people were saying we could be a top 5, top 10 defense. I was like, all right, pump the brakes. Let's see if we could be top 15. I'll be happy with that. They're not even a top 25 defense. And then you add in some injuries and you're done, right? You're done. So that's where they're at. The Eagles just ran the ball down their throat today. They manhandled the Giants up front. The Giants manhandled them in the first game. The Eagles got back at them this game. They kept running it at them. I don't blame them. They couldn't stop it. Like you said, it's 2nd and 31, and you just hand off to Bigsby, and he gets 34. That sums it up right there.
Inexcusable, man.
It's inexcusable, bro. At an NFL level, that's high school type crap. It's inexcusable, and I don't know what much else to say. Like you talked about Jaxson Dart, yeah, no question. I mean, you have to feel good about this kid as the future of the Giants, and his sidekick is one of his best friends, if not his best friend. His locker, right next to each other in a locker room. Brutal injury, just an absolute brutal injury. He's undergoing surgery tonight. That's an injury that it takes a while to get back. We don't even know to the doctors going exactly, what exactly happened as far as ligament wise and how bad it is and all that stuff. We'll have to find out in the upcoming week. And what the timeline will be for recovery and all that. So Skattebo is a kid that pumped life in this franchise. Him and Jaxson.
Yep.
And now one of them is gone for the last 9 games. So not a good day in Philly, man, at all. And now you have, this is another season, Jerry. Before Thanksgiving. Before Halloween, before Thanksgiving, the season's over.
Yeah, it is.
And if it wasn't for Jaxson Dart, there'll be nobody watching. There'll be absolutely nobody watching. And I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to watch now because I think a lot of Giants fans like, all right, we love Jaxson, but I'm still going to go out that Sunday now because this is another season this organization has handed me
down the drain.
A season that's over before Halloween.
Yeah.
You want to make Thanksgiving. And, you want to play meaningful games in December, and it's Halloween next Friday, and the season is basically over.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. I mean, you got to start. We kept saying you got to start winning games. Like, what is going to make this regime come back? Well, you got to start winning games. And now with the injuries, with everything else, like you look at this schedule, and I know they'll somehow get 1 or 2 wins. But when they coming, right? Which week? Which week is they got this win, right? So 2 and 6. You just feel like if they had won last week, the story would have been a little different. You just wonder how much of that hangover was on the defense from last week. I don't know, man. Or just maybe they're just not that good. I don't know how psychological that was, but there's a pass rush, right? There's Brian Burns. It's almost like when you say this to the Giants and talk about them, it's almost like, okay, everyone but Brian Burns, this applies to you. He's got 10 sacks now on the season. He's having a monster year. It's funny. People are like, is he defensive player of the year? Not on this defense. Wouldn't be considered. I don't think he'd be considered. I'd be shocked if he got that just because of how bad the defense is. But it's a shame because he's having a hell of a season. But there's guys that we expected to be much better. I don't know what's going on with Dexter Lawrence. And I got to be honest with you, Chris, like after the game, they're asking him questions and it's like, he's just so like, well, yeah, we got to be better. Like, is this just infected everybody? Well, we got to be better. Like, come on, man. Like Burns looks like, I'm not trying to always pump him up, but when they ask him questions, it looks like he's biting his tongue. He wants to say something, or he's angry at least. Dexter, it's like, yeah, well, it's something about like, is it disheartening to see the missed tackles? No, we just got to be better. Like, okay, thanks for the Dableism after the game, Dex. Like, okay, no, you got to be better. It's just when you keep losing, and that's what I love about Darts right now. He says, I hate losing, and I'm not going to get used to it. Say it for everyone, Jaxson, because I just feel like the losing has been so prevalent in this locker room that it's like, well, there we go. Like you said, dude, you say it all the time. It's in the walls. And I love that he just doesn't want to accept it. And I also love that he sticks up for the weapons around him. Like, I think the question was about who he's throwing to now without top receivers. And he doesn't throw him under the bus. He puts it on himself. But you and I watch that game and go, all right, who's he going to throw to here? Who's going to make a play out of who's left? So I don't know, man. I just think sometimes the losing like you say, dude, it's permeated everywhere and it's just so accepted. It's refreshing to see a kid come in here, 22 years old, and say, yeah, I'm not accepting it. I'm pissed off about these losses. We got to stop this for what it's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great attitude to have as your leader. No question about it. That's the way he is. It's not an act with Dart, man. That's the way he is. So that's a great, like I said, it's a great attitude to have for your leader. Because this kid does take losing that hard. But and once again, making throws today and nobody helping him. Drop passes. You gotta make contested catches, bro, in this league. Giants don't have anybody make contested catches. It's incredible.
Theo's wasn't even contested. It was right in his hands. It was just
right in
catch
his
it.
hands. Right in his
hands. That was the best pass Dart threw all day.
Right in his hands. So I mean, so he doesn't get much help, Dart, either, man. I've been saying this for a while, but even before Jaxson, the guys just don't make contested catches. The Giants need receivers. They need a receiver bad besides Malik next year. Guy that could go up and go get it, man. And so, look, the Eagles. Look, there was some horrific calls, but
yeah, I was going to say that's the next thing we got to talk about.
There was some horrific calls, but the Eagles well-deserved Eagles win.
Yeah, and that's
the second half.
It's not about that. It's not about blaming the officials for the loss, not at all. But Thibodeau clearly I thought Thibodeau knocked that ball out before the whistle blew. It was still forward progress. Absolutely. The one that pissed me off the most, Chris, was the block in the back on Wan'Dale Robinson.
Oh,
and
God.
And then the next play, Skattebo gets hurt. You realize that doesn't happen if that's not called.
I don't even know what they were looking at. I mean,
he grazed him.
Hey,
he grazed him.
I got to be honest. I put something in X a little while ago, and Dable never wants to talk about the refs.
I saw.
He doesn't want to talk about it. I tell you, man. Even more so, Dable should have said something today. It took the fine, even more so because he got fined $100,000 this week from the league. Somebody maybe in the Park Avenue. I know Roger Goodell doesn't give a shit. Because he's making his own billions. That's all he's worried about. Yep. He could care less about anything else, Goodell. Everything else he comes out of his mouth, he's full of crap. But maybe somebody say, man, Dable just got fined $100,000. He's throwing F-bombs and he don't care. He's ripping the refs apart. He's gonna get fined again. What's going on in this league? And it's not just the Giants. I saw about 3 ridiculous calls in a Bronco game just now. And I mean, this is every week. And I tell you, brother, after what just happened in the NBA.
Oh, I'm all over. Yeah, I agree.
What just happened in the NBA.
Couldn't agree with you more.
If you won't think, people are thinking like, whoa, what about that mysterious call? What's going on? Man, that people are looking at it now like, whoa, what the hell is that? Because the NBA thing's just growing. And the NBA thing's just growing. There's more. And now I'm hearing Antonio Gates is even involved. Okay, so the NBA thing is growing. And I tell you, man, they better look at these referees. And I'm not saying anybody's corrupt. I'm just saying the eye in the sky is going to be there now because everybody's going to be looking at it like, what kind of call is that? Oh, wait a minute. Is this guy got 100 large with, on this game? What's going on here? That's a weird ass call. And when those mysterious flags, DPIs, and that change, these calls change games, man.
Yeah, and it's not just spreads. It's the who did somebody have Darius Slayton on the under for receiving yards, right? Because I thought that was another questionable call. Look, let me just say this.
Oh, that was another bad call.
Oh, man. Yeah, and the Thibodeau offsides. I mean, what was it? Mailata clearly moved. He moved.
Clearly moved.
You missed 5 easy ones. 5.
All I'm saying is, and I've been saying this, Jerry, you know me for years. I've been saying this for years. I'm just waiting. I'm hoping and praying that the Super Bowl game comes down to a horrific, controversial call that costs the team. Then maybe, and I said, Jerry, you know how long I've been saying this? It's coming. There's going to be a controversial call that's going to cost the team a Super Bowl. Then maybe everybody's going to look at it and go, what are we doing with these refs? Why does one crew have DPI? One crew allows hand fighting, and another crew doesn't. I mean, what are we doing? And then you got four. So this is what's astonishing to me. Yeah. A running back, he gets stopped on a 6-yard line, right? 3 of his buddies come, push him. Everybody's standing still. It's moving like this, moving like this, moving like this. No whistle, and they get pushed into the end zone from 5 yards out. That's good.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is with the tush push thing is moving forward. Whistle, blow, dead, forward progress done. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And he clearly was still moving.
I mean, it's astonishing. It's astonishing that they cannot officiate this push play, okay? Which it is. It's a rugby play.
It is.
And then all of a sudden, forward progress ends when Jalen's clearly going forward. And then you'll have a play later where a running back or a tight end catches a ball, gets stopped by 2 guys. He's still fighting a little bit. His 2 buddies come off it, so I push him down 3 yards. No whistle.
Yeah.
I mean, the league officiating and the league rules are a joke. But what you've known for a long time, it's getting worse, okay? Yeah. But now, here's the difference. There's a major scandal going on in the NBA with betting, guys throwing games, turnovers. You got wise guys involved. You got this, okay? All right. So now people are going to be looking at it. Jerry, how many people? I saw it on social media today. Oh, they were notifying the FBI. Hey, you might want to look at this officiating. I mean, this is what you're going to see now. Yeah. This is what you're going to have people thinking, okay, like, well, what kind of call was that? I mean, let's look back at his guy's crew. How many calls have he had the last 3 games? Oh, who's this and who's that? And good for the league. Good, because they've allowed this embarrassing refereeing going on for years. For years.
Yeah.
And I'm praying a Super Bowl comes down to a controversial roughing the passer, which one crew has it roughing the passer, one play, the other crew doesn't, or controversial DPI, that's something that can't be challenged, or controversial DPI late in the game. Okay. And even the one that the Eagles lost a couple years ago with Bradbury, that play, one crew might let that go.
Yes.
This crew called Bradbury on that call. And I thought it was apparently, but I'm just saying.
Right.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So I'm praying a team loses the Super Bowl or AFC champion. We've seen a championship game lost because of a bad call with the Saints and Vikings years ago. Remember, Jerry? What was that, 2017 or something?
Was it the Rams and the Saints? Was it the Rams and the Saints?
I thought it was Pat Shermer game. Oh, maybe it was the Rams and the Saints. Maybe you're right. It was the Saints involved in New Orleans. I do remember that. I'm trying to think if it was the Vikings or the Rams. Maybe you're right, Jerry.
Might be right.
But we've seen NFC championship game, right? Caught. A team lost because of a bad call. Now I'm waiting for the Super Bowl. Maybe then it'll bring the attention to the league. Like, what are we doing here? What's going on?
Two things. One, the Rozier play that you had on Twitter. I literally had just said to somebody, I feel like I'm watching Blue Chips. I can't believe you said that. That was such a great line with Nick Nolte, and you took the purest thing in your life and you corrupted it. The other thing, let me just say this, personal standpoint, Chris. I have a 12-year-old's view of sports. I do. I like to think everything's on the up and up. And even I'm looking at this saying, all right, well, it's in basketball. Is it permeated through other sports now? And you have to start worrying about that. So when things like that happen today, that's when everything's questioned now. And then you get, the Chiefs when they called down from New York about the one touchdown, you're like, man, I just hope this is on the up and up. And you start, I wish I could still have that view, right? This week kind of was a little jarring with what happened with the NBA. And you think, oh my God, I hope it's not. And again, if there are any Eagle fans listening, guys, that is not why we lost today. Okay. You're a better team. So don't take this as, oh my God, the ref screwed us. But the refereeing is atrocious in the NFL. And like you said, dude, it's getting worse. And it makes and people are just going to start questioning everything, and they open themselves up to it now. So good luck with that, NFL. But that was the fourth thing I was going to say we should talk about, but you covered it. It's just an ugly day overall. The Skattebo thing. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The Skattebo thing just really started the spiral down of just, man, this sucks. What a shame. And you just hope he comes back strong. But then you watch Jaxson Dart and you think, man, if they can just give this guy, if Neighbors comes back and you give him another receiver, even tight end, like I want to start seeing what Fedoni can do at this point, dude. Like, I know he's suiting up. Let's just play him a little bit. Let me see what he can do in the passing game. I've seen enough from some of these other guys. I'm good. Let's play him. I don't care what mistakes these guys make. But if you can just give some weapons to Dart, keep the continuity going on the offensive line, then the offense is fixed. I mean, when was the last time that we go into games, Chris, thinking, well, the offense can keep us in it? I mean, a very long time. Very long time. And that's what you have now. So it's a shame. What a shame.
Yeah. Not much more to say, man. I mean, now you look at the rest of the season, like, okay, let's see who's going to be on this roster in 2026. Get some of these guys more snaps, whatever it might be, more reps, like you said, like guys like Findoni, let him play more.
Right.
Theo Johnson, a lot of promise, but you can't stay in this league if you can't catch the ball either. So, and then you look at who else you could look at. Well, I think we know what the interior offensive line that has to be upgraded.
Yeah.
I think Jermaine Illuminos should be re-signed. I think they should work on something with him. Andrew was one of the best, but you look at in my opinion, you might need 2 inside linebackers next year.
Yeah.
Corner. And here's the bottom line too. Everybody was talking about this 4 guys up front, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Burns has got 10 sacks. He has a lot of TFLs. He has a lot of quarterback hits. But Thibodeau, Dex, and Abdul Carter have not lived up to the billing. That's the bottom line. They have not lived up to the billing. Okay? So that's been a disappointment as far as you think that there'll be a lot more going on, pressuring and sacks with the quarterback. But it hasn't. I mean, Carter's got a half a sack. Dex has got a half a sack. Tibbs has got, I think, 2.5. 1 cleanup, sack and all that stuff. So but the last 9 games is you want to see who's going to be on this roster next year, and Jaxson Dart's development. I don't think I really like a 38-13 score and we're having design runs for Jaxson Dart. I think that's ludicrous. Okay, why?
I'll be honest with you, Chris. I question why you're still in the game at that point. Let's take him out. Take him out of the game.
Why we let this kid take designed hits?
Yeah.
I just did we not learn from Daniel Jones years ago when the game was lost and Dable kept him in and he's getting belted?
That was the Dallas game, right?
Yeah, which cost him, which knocked him. You know what I mean? I'm looking at like, okay, we know Jaxson is the guy, right? It's 38-13, and okay, I understand, Jeff. I even understand. Look, you keep him in. You want to throw around a lot, trying to get this. But why are we having designed runs with Jaxson? It's 30. Why are we letting him take hits like that? And I got news for you. You could call me crazy. That little design scheme that he had with Dart made it 38-20 with that run. Okay, I loved the scheme, loved it. But why are we showing that the other teams down 38-13? Dude, why are we showing that play?
Why get exotic now when the game is out of reach?
No, right? I mean, it's a scheme. It's a fake jet, fake toss. Jaxson keeps it. Love the scheme. Love Mike Kafka. That's Andy Reedish. Reedish type stuff. Sorry. Andy Reedish type stuff. But I'm looking at it, Jeff, like, why are we putting that on film?
Yeah, it's almost like putting it on film in preseason. Right. Yeah.
The game is over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
So I don't know. I love it. I mean, it works. I don't know. Just maybe I'm just overanalyzing it, but I'm like,
no, because I even question why he was in. I even question at least it should have come up like maybe we just put Russell in now at this point. 38-13, and then they do the design runs, and it validates the point. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Why are we doing this? So. Well, whatever.
And you see him. You see a one-time Jalen Carter slam them to the ground. If you look, Jackson's got to work on. What he has to work on is he's got to get rid of the ball at times. You can't keep trying to make a play every time.
Even on the sack, yeah, right.
I mean, he took a few sacks today. It took some hits. Like Jaxson, you got to get rid of the ball. You can't run around back there. Vic Fangio was not going to have Jaxson Dart. What are you staring at? What are you looking at?
Barkley's stats today. Sorry, they're insane.
I saw you concentrating. I was like, what the hell?
I'm sorry. There were like 100 more yards average rush per game, 100 more yards, all-purpose yards today. Just today. Anyway, 3 times the amount of per carries. 3 times yards per carry. Anyway, yeah.
What does that
Great.
say? Right? What does
Oh
that
my
say?
God. Yeah, it's
Oh.
podcast related. It wasn't like the Rangers or something. Anyway.
No.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe I was missing something. I
No,
thought maybe
you're
something
right.
popped up on
No.
the screen with the Giants. Like, what the hell's going on?
That's why I don't play poker, Chris. That's why I don't play poker.
So, and Vic Fangio was not going to have Jaxson Dart beat him with his legs today. He was not going to have what happened a couple weeks ago today. And he played a lot of zone.
Yeah.
He made Jackson make decisions. It was a totally different game plan from what he had a couple weeks ago, which you expect. You expect the Fangio to go back to what he likes to do, and he did.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that. So, not a lot of, not a lot of, what am I going to say, positives today. And the Skattebo injury was kind of really ruined the day. So I hope, I hope the surgery goes well. We'll see what the doctors say now when they perform the surgery and how bad it's going to be, the time period and all that stuff. So we hope to see Scat. What are we, Jerry, in the end of October? Man, we hope to see Scat in August, but we'll see, man. I'm not a doctor. Doctors will let us know. But man, I hope it's not an injury where it takes him into next season, and good luck, next halfway through the season and all that stuff. So we'll see.
It's going to come down to the ligaments, right?
I would imagine, man. I mean, it's God. Look, Chris Godwin suffered that injury basically. I think it was last November or something like that, and he just got back, and then they put him, and then he was out again.
Yeah,
he's not 100%.
Yep,
and we're talking almost a year.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, Jerry, but you rather break your ankle. You know what I mean?
No, that's what they were saying on the stream.
You rather just break your ankle.
Yeah.
Than have that injury. So it's sort of like what Godwin went through. And he just got back.
Yeah.
It took him like 11 months, if I remember right, like 11 months or 10 months. And he just got back, and he's still not really himself yet. So
yeah,
let's just pray for the Scat, man. I mean, the guy plays the game the right way. He's an old school type football player, which I love. People, classy move by the Eagles fans do. I can't believe you can even say that, but classy move by the Eagles fans with the standing O for Scat. And you see the other Eagle players, the respect other players have for him and all that stuff. So,
yeah. So last thing, what a tragedy, Nick Mangold. My God.
Oh, man. Shocking.
I mean, that is terrible.
Shocking.
41 years old.
I mean, it was really shocking, Jay, because, a couple of weeks ago, he was, obviously the Jets put it out there. He put it out there. He was looking for a liver donor. And then excuse me, my mistake.
Yeah.
A kidney donor. And then 2 weeks later, he dies.
Yeah. It seemed like it was like it was a week or two ago. And then you're like, wait a minute. How much time did he have? What a shame.
Sorry, man.
Awful.
That was shocking when I saw that this morning. What a shame.
What a shame. 41, man. So young. My God.
Little kids too, man.
Oh God, of course.
Little kids, and everybody that covered Nick, and all you heard today, what a loving guy, what a great guy he was, man. Everybody loved him. Just a free spirit dude. You saw him at the Ranger games when the Rangers
was great. Yeah, getting on the other team. Yeah, it was great.
Getting on the other team. He's just a fun-loving dude, from what I understand. I didn't cover him obviously, but I heard so many good things about him, man, from guys that did cover him. So
Rex Ryan gave a hell of a tribute today on.
Oh wow, he was really losing it, man. So I'm glad Aaron Glenn mentioned him in the post game.
Yep.
And all that stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you sometime next week. Hang in there. Tough one today on all counts, but we got our quarterback. Sundays are Giant days. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.